Hello everyone and welcome back to this series of web tutorials on the Speedwell weather data tools. My name is Nick Hammond, I'm Head of Marketing here at Speedwell, and what I'd like to do is take you through some hedging and forecast tools. You can see the map interface in front of you, and I've pre-selected the site of London Heathrow. And the first tool I'd like to point out is the SWS Connect or hedging tool, and you can see that at the bottom here under the hedge column. So if I click on SWS, that will take us through to the tool. Now before I start the configuration process, I should mention that this function is available for all SuperPack subscribers. So if you do have one of those subscriptions, you will get this feature by default. And what I'm going to do today is for London Heathrow, I want to select a standard index, and I'm going to keep that as a core option. And the structure that I'm looking to process is a critical rainfall hedge. So I'm going to make those selections here at the top of the screen and make it a critical event, let's say greater than 5 millimeters. And I'm going to change my tick size. Just going to hit price here. And in fact I'll take off detrending as well because that's not really applicable for rainfall. And once I've got my price, then I'm going to go to the historical values tab, just look at the kind of historical payoff values that I generate. And from there I'm going to go back to the configuration and change my strike value. And let's change that to 3 here. And reprice. So now I can come down and look at some of the outputs here. And the results on the top level here, expected P&L, the buy price, the sell price and the fair price, all very easily accessible. And underneath that you can see a burn summary, and also at the bottom there on the right you have access to the Greeks as well. Now once you've accessed those details on the structure, you can also view it in some different ways as well. So you can click on the historical values tab as we did earlier just to see what the profit would have been historically for different years. You can also look at the charts, so you can view it on a graphical basis. So the top one here just looks again at the historical index values. The middle one would look at historical profit, and the bottom graph just gives you a view of the payoff function. Also some other tabs here with some information on that might be relevant, so some information on the station, a background breakdown of some of the definitions on the glossary side of things here as well, and some information about the SWS Connect tool as well. So that's it for the hedging tool. Let me close down that one for a second and we can come back and look at the forecast viewers. There are two types of link here for the forecast, both temperature and rain. I'm going to start with the temperature forecast viewer. And as you can see, by default what we have here are Tmax and Tmin selected and compared. So you have Tmax in red and Tmin in blue. And it's a standard box plot with outliers, as you can see on the dots here, just forming the outliers of each individual range. And you can see the configuration at the top here is fairly easy and straightforward. So if you want to, for instance, change the weather element, deselect the second element. If I wanted to look at rain, for instance, select rain, click the plot button, and you'll be able to see the rain forecast view from here as well. Now I should mention here, of course, that you have to be a Forecast SuperPack subscriber to have access to this information. Once you are, you can also change the type of forecast supply here as well if you want to change from, say, an ECMWF model to a GFS one. If you want to change the chart type, you can as well. If you'd rather something different from box plots, you can change to distribution curves and averages. You can add probability distributions and different overlays to the graph as well. And you can also compare the previous day's results as well. So there's quite a few different tools that you can add here. You can, by standard, you view this on a 15-day basis. You can also view monthly information as well if you click up the top here. And you can also look at different suppliers, different sites, different countries, just by making the relevant selections here. And of course you can also download the forecast data if you'd like to do some more analysis in Excel as well. So let me shut that one down. That really concludes the demonstration for today. I think the temp forecast and the rain forecast here, as I said, are all accessible through one screen. You can access the rain forecast separately if you so choose. But that concludes our demonstration of the tools for today. If you did find use for today's session, then do please feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and please stay tuned for future tutorials.